So, I mean, that's works for the episode, and I think I'll do like I think that's gonna be the last episode I do tonight. But we can stay on stream for a little bit and chat a little more if you want, Lava Lizard. Should be a bit more casual of a format this way, and like if the conversation topics are real amazing, I'll keep it on standby as a bonus episode if I need it. So yeah, let's see how our team is going and what we need to do. We got 2 Pokemon. I think like if we get everyone to level 40, that'd be good. Though I'm kind of tempted to just like take a step in the future state gym and see just how high the level curve is. I think like all those trainers being at level 40 are singing to themselves. I see you, viewers, I see you. Right. So I'm gonna heal up, finish up this water. One of these gyms has a requirement where you have to like catch so many Pokemon in order to actually even get into the gym anyways. And I think it's Fuchsia City Gym. Oh shoot. I should have talked to that guy before ending off the episode. I'll have to remember, if we do one more, I'll have to remember to do that first and foremost, because that guy has the last move that our Eevee can get, and well, let's just say if we didn't have Gambalea, it would be a vital move for our arsenal. I just can't wait to get to Lance and completely obliterate him with our fairy type Pokemon and just like abuse the fact that like that typing didn't exist like several years ago. And it's a little bit of an off topic, but if you think we ever do get a Let's Go Johto, what do you think they're gonna do with Whitney's gym? Like, it's a normal type gym, but Clefairy is just so prominent in the gym. Like, the outer structure of the gym, the whole gym maze, is supposed to be in the shape of Clefairy, I think. And like practically every gym trainer in that gym has a Clefairy as well. So are they gonna just make it a fairy type gym? No, they can't, because Milk, then they would have to like skip out on Milk Tank unless they like want to give it a Gigantamax form or something silly like that that's part fairy just to keep the lore going. Or are you just gonna like get rid of all the Clefairies, all the Clefairy references in the gym as well? Maybe they just won't care and they'll just like rebrand it as the cute gym. Yeah, there's no way to really know, but it's one of those things that are fun to speculate at the very least. Now, what would be nice if we could find some Chanseys that would really help boost our experience level up. And also, I kind of like, we could also backtrack for the bike path and do that there, but then it'd actually be an official episode. And I already, like, don't have a backup for it anyways. It's like, I'm gonna be playing this a lot by ear. I just noticed that we were having good conversations and I didn't want to, like, cut it short if you had any more to say. Plus, it's the best excuse I'm gonna think of to grind, because I'll be honest, like, I get so busy that I only play this game while I'm on stream. So, oh, you know what? I completely forgot about the coach trainer. Cleared out this round and completely ignored the coach trainer. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna fight her at the very least. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out Impulse when it's closer to the time coming. Where not... I could always clip it in if I really want. And also, almost completely forgot that we never got a Tauros before. They're just like so common in Pokemon Go. I forget that they're typically a super rare Pokemon. Yeah, originals will kind of do that to you. On a tangent of regionals though, I'm still kind of salty that like they had Buffalon be a New York City exclusive Pokemon. I'm like so close yet so far from New York City, because technically I'm in the state, just a literal opposite side of the state, to the point where like other states are able to get this regional exclusive Pokemon, and yet I'm not. You know, the whole Gen 5 Buffalo thing, and like there's even like cities that I used to work at or go to walk in between working on the way home that were named after the same Pokemon that Buffalon was. So like it would make even more sense for those places to have the Buffalon than New York City. Like New York City is kind of random, especially when like the literal Buffalo City doesn't have the freaking Buffalon. Alright. Nevertheless, I know I have a bunch of Ultra Balls I could be going into. Yeah. And I feel confident like talking about like saying that I'm in New York State because like New York State is so big. You could be so many places in the world. You could even be in Canada and be 5 minutes away from New York State. You could be, that's right, you could be in a completely different country. Maybe 5 minutes away is a little bit of an exaggeration, but you can be within half an hour. You can be in Canada and only be within like half an hour from New York State. That's just how wide the state is, and like how with it literally brushing up against Canada. That's kind of like sometimes I think it's been more in jokes than out jokes, but I just joke that I'm like half Canadian just because I'm on that part of the state that's closer to Canada than the part of New York City that's further away. Who's learning this horrible move this high in level? Gliss Hiss. I fought so much more of you. You bring so much shame. 80 power for 75% accuracy, like... Pro tip, never learn Slam. I cannot think of a situation you would ever want to move. The only time I think I've ever used... Kinda wish... The only time I ever remember using the move was... like, in Pokemon Yellow, when that was like... one of the few moves that Pikachu got that wasn't an electric type move. It's kind of interesting. I'm Canadian, I wish I lived there. Like, Ontario sounds nice. Well, I can bet you that there's a lot of... the grass is always greener on the other side. There's definitely a lot of Americans that wish that they were Canadians right now. Yeah, the trainers around here are all very strong. That's right. I've trained every single one. So it's your fault that all these trainers are whooping my butt. Sure. I just want to double check my party before going through with this commitment. Wow, I still can't believe that Hoopulele is technically the most under-leveled Pokemon. Bring it on. Train me, make me strong. You're like 40% Canadian. Alright. What's your gimmick? Or is your gimmick just strong Pokemon? Your gimmick doesn't have to be something to do with trait evolutions. Oh, you're like actually 40% Canadian. Not just like geographically 40%. That's neat. Like I kind of get a glimpse of what life is like with dual Canadianship, because I know someone who knows someone that's like partly Canadian, and like one of the YouTubers I looked up to is like made a transition from being American to Canadian in the before times. I'm real happy for them. Like I don't know if they're... I think they're an official citizen, but they're also still part of an American citizen. It's hard to talk about why why I can get envious of Canadians sometimes without like it getting political, but like again, it's like a situation of the grass always seeming better on the other side. And it just feels like a lot of at least in like the areas I live, it feels like Canadians line up with my beliefs more than the more country areas that I may or may not live around. Alright. This is great. We're finally getting rid of Bite for Crunch. Turns out that a grinding session was exactly what I need, because we're getting all these good moves. And we were so close away from them in the other place. Snow a lot, so... True. The grass... Here too. The grass isn't exactly greener on the other side, because you can't really see how green it is with all this snow that just came down recently. Fire Punch is a wonderful move. I forgot that it was actually a TM in this game. It's kind of weird. Fire Punch is one of those things where it's not really a great move, but just the fact that, like, so many Pokemon can typically learn it. Like, my team's not a great example, with just literally no one being able to learn it, but just... It just feels like you can get on so many Pokemon, and it's amazing that they actually made a TM in this game. And it's not even a bad move. It's not the best move, but it's pretty good for a move that can get on so many different Pokemon. Alright, am I really just gonna catch Pokemon for the rest of the episode? Pokemon 7... Oh, you're just emote spamming right now. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here, aren't we? That's fine. Maybe I'll catch like just a couple things and off here. Like, it's almost 10 o'clock already. I've been talking pretty much non-stop since I started streaming. So this may be like probably for the best that I stop streaming sometime soon anyways. Like, the biggest reason to keep going is just like to grind out this higher viewer count to like hopefully get to affiliate. At least like spend enough time in affiliate to like balance out the whole lower viewer count situations. Yeah, like it's like 10, like 9:30 my time. I forget exactly how long I've been streaming, and it's a little... Oh, I just realized, it's not going to be accurate on the Twitch screen, because I did, like, get an internet disconnect, but OBS is accurate. OBS says that I've been going for pretty much 2.5 hours, which is a long time for a me stream. Yeah, time zones work in a magical way like that. Alright. Come on, you fucking let him off. I'm only catching you because, like, I'm assuming you give me more experience if you're an evolved Pokemon. It's probably not going to even be that much experience to justify it all. Let's see how much experience I get. If it's not that much... Great. Maybe I'll try to get... I'm a little conflicted. I kind of want to get everyone up to level 37. But also, like, I can also settle with, like, getting this many moves off my Pokemon. Like, we got Earthquake this stream, we got Crunch this stream. Feels like we got access to so many new moves, and all moves that I really needed. Yeah, you know what? I just realized it's a bitter shame that you don't get Megas until super late in the game. Like, don't get Mega for your starters until, like, literally right before the Elite Four. And all other Megas, like, are post-game stuff. Because I would have loved to have a Mega Hoopalele and just bring Mega Hoopalele into the Pokemon League. Well, somewhere where there's fun stuff and not just woods. Well... Unfortunately, like, I can relate to that, because, there's not I'm not exactly, like, in the city. Like, that's kind of why, like, it feels like I live everywhere and I talk about, like, places I live and things I do. Because, like, to actually get somewhere fun, it's a bit of a drive around here. Like, even just local parks aren't... I wouldn't say they're too far, but you can't just walk to them. Like, whenever I want to play Pokemon Go and actually want to spin a Pokespot, I do have to actually drive to it. There isn't anywhere I can actually just step outside and walk to it. Thankfully, like, Niantic's been super generous with the house spawns lately, so I do get, like, plenty of shiny checks even if I can't get out on a particular day, which is nice with the whole working from home situation that's going on here and now. Because I've noticed that, like, I've kind of been missing some daily spins even when I'm, like... Oh, that. Yeah. You know, some states are like that. I do, like, try to keep a positive opinion that every state has perks. If you're, like, in a quote-unquote more boring state, then you at least have, like, natural area. Like, it's nice to at least walk through woods, like, even if it doesn't, like, do Pokemon Go good or anything like that, like, you still get... Still nice to walk around nature sometimes. And sometimes I just wish I could, like, put the game down and actually just go for a walk naturally. Just taking the woods, like... Kind of fun thing I've been doing the past couple times I've gone to a park. Like, there's one park in particular where the squirrels are just kind of all over the place, and they're like, I don't know if they're super friendly or just like territorial, because they'll just come right up to you and say hi if you just stand still. Oh, one of those states. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to, like, go into the details without, like, feeling I'm giving away too much information about where I live, but there's kind of, like, a situation... I do kind of feel like I'm stuck around with, like, a lot more older people or people of more traditional mindsets. Take a guess at what state I'm in. Well, you kind of list the wood area kind of gives me a lot of ideas in and of itself, but then there's like the Canada stuff things. Like, I'm gonna take a guess of, like, I don't know if I want to go that one. First thing that comes to mind is Connecticut, but I know that's not close enough to count. But there's also, like, I think, like, could be Maine, like, but I also have a friend that's lives in New Hampshire, and that's a pretty urban state that... A rural state, I meant to say. A rural state that doesn't have too much going on, and, like, a lot of old people towards them, but not old people like in Florida and that. So, I'm not sure if I want to go with that, or... I don't know if I want to go with that or Rhode Island. Yeah, we'll just call it... We'll just say Maine. Or, no... I guess I'll just go with New Hampshire, just to have a guess before we end things off. Remember, 5 minutes away from Canada. Was it Canada or from New York? Yeah, 5 minutes away from Canada. So yeah, definitely one of those states that actually, like, touch. God, you're making me, like, draw back middle school geography, which is a freaking story in of itself. Oh, from New York. Again, it could be literally any state because it touches Pennsylvania, it touches, like, touches Canada even, and so many of the northern states. Like, I think I forget if New Hampshire or one of those other states that it actually touches. But it just feels... Then there's not even the, like, states that touch it from the side I don't remember. I left geography in the past. I left it... When I was doing geography, I left it there and ran as far as I could from geography. I guess I have a little... what is our level? I've been meaning to try to find a good place to end it off here, but now you're now you're asking for it. Now you're asking for frickin' Buffalo Bills geography. How close is Hoopalele? I'll list the states in NE. How close am I to level? I mean, if I find a few more Venomoths in that, we could get up to level 38. I'm not sure if I want... 38 might be too over-leveled, and plus it's kind of getting late, 10 o'clock. Connecticut, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire. Am I out of Pokeballs? Or is not letting me go for it? Am I really gonna burn all my Great Balls that I just bought today on this stupid Venom Man? Gut kinda wants to say Rhode Island, but... the relative from Canada makes me want to make sure that I don't guess too far away from the border. Yeah, all the New England states. And that takes me back to some history classes. And literally only one state touches it. Ah, oh. I think I think I guessed your state. And didn't only just take like bluntly listing out the context for it. New England. It doesn't have to be New England, does it? Okay, Pidgeotto. Again, geography was not one of my... well, geography wasn't one of my suits. They literally tried to make geography quote-unquote fun in middle school by tying it into football, of all things. So like, the history teacher who ever taught geography at the time... whoever taught geography at the time... tied it into football. That's the general gist of it. And yeah, I guessed it. Do I really want... Hoopalele is a lot lower level than it. A lot further away from the level that I fought. But what is there more to Buffalo Bills geography than it being football-related geography questions? It's been so long, I don't remember... I only remember how exactly they tied it. Tied the geography into football thing. Maybe they talked a bit about, like, the football players traveling from states to states. Oh, you saying it's in the New England area, not that it's in New England. Only one state... God, triggering the geography... You're not gonna let this go until I guess this, are ya? I'm gonna just pull up a map and end my suffering. U.S. states. I don't know, I see several New England areas that touch the back end, like Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Vermont. I did have to, I'll be honest, I had to remind myself that Vermont existed. Yeah, I got that map pulled up right now. They're all like hanging out on the backside of New York, but it's like Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. I swear, if it was Massachusetts this whole time... touches it the most. Well, I guess technically Vermont. My gut kind of wants to say Massachusetts because, like, it's... But, and in a literal sense, Vermont has more mileage covering it. More horizontal mileage covering it than Massachusetts. So I don't know why my stupid gut wants to say Massachusetts covers it more. No, it literally... There's literally more. I have the map in front of me. There's literally more in Vermont touching the back end of New York than freaking Massachusetts. Again, geography was not my strong suit growing up. So I think, like... I think we've dug this rabbit hole as deep as it's gonna go, so I'm just gonna catch this Pidgeot and fly back to Pewter City just so when I boot up the game for next stream, I can just talk to the Slowpoke lady and get one more pearl. Yeah, I know, like, Hoopalele's not technically still under level, but Hoopalele is Hoopalele. I'm not worried about Hoopalele, because Hoopalele is just a beast. Yeah. I can see where you're coming from. Especially because it took me a minute for every number existed. I think, if you're setting insurance, it may not be relevant to you now. You might be... You might not have to worry about it yet, but Vermont probably has cheaper taxes than New York at the very least. Imagine being in a Vermont, like... Imagine being almost in an area that's almost as rural as Vermont, but having the taxes of New York City. That's Western New York for you. Well, to a teen, yeah. Yeah, enjoy the times you don't have to worry about taxes while you can, because when you have to, like, money can start getting this thing relatively quickly. Well, that was a fun stream. Yeah, the game literally wants me to do the Future City Gym next, which makes me all the more want to be a rebel and go Sabrina. But we do gotta see the ability to surf, so I think we could go to Simbar if we really want to. That's all stuff I can worry about next stream, though. Well, yeah, I'm a bit of an adult, so I do pay taxes. Like, thankfully for me, like, because I have a quote-unquote real job and YouTube isn't my job, a lot of the hard part of taxes is already done for me. Yoshi's a dinosaur! Like, you don't expect your pet dog to do taxes, do ya? So why are we giving Yoshi such a beef? But yeah, tangents. Yeah, like, I do gotta do the tax form every year, but thankfully, like, my work takes the taxes out of my paycheck, so most of the time, I don't have to actually dread paying taxes. I actually get taxes back. But I was more referring to sale tax, like when you buy something at the grocery store, and you get that label that says that it's like $5, and then you take it to the register, then it's like $1.50. A little bit of exaggeration. I kind of struggle to find a way to say what my job falls into without actually going into too much detail for this, but I'm kind of like... Short answer is I'm an office worker, but I kind of, at least in the before times, I would mess around with a lot of paperwork and try to get it onto the computer. That's probably the simplest way to explain my job. I take physical paperwork, I take everyone's paperwork and get it set up on a database, so when the other people in the company need to reference the paperwork, they can just pull it from their computer. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, so I'm gonna wrap it up here.